All right, what is going on, guys? SteelTwins coming at you with Week 10 picks.
It's already double-digit weeks in the NFL already, man, and we got a special guest this week. A first-time joiner for the weekly prediction. Shout out to Noah. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just excited to read these picks.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on for the first time. We'll start with Thursday night. The Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. What's your prediction for this one?
A lot of my friends are Panthers fans, so I'm gonna have to go with the Panthers here. I'm gonna go 28-21 Panthers.
Okay. Honestly, the Panthers are just they're up and down, man. They're competitive. Then last week they get blown out by the Bengals. I'm going to go Atlanta. It's just because I still don't trust Carolina and what they're doing, especially with they're still sticking with P.J. Walker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me Atlanta here.
I mean, I can't really blame Carolina for sticking to P.J. Walker. It's a short week, and, I mean, I don't think he's really going to do anything spectacular. I really don't. I mean, he had a nice game against Atlanta just about a week ago, which went into overtime. That was a crazy game. This game could be similar, but I think Atlanta gets the win.
Right. Now we move on to Sunday games. We go all the way to – is this game in Germany?
Yes.
This game's in Germany, a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time start. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Two teams that are kind of on a roll right now. What's your prediction for this one?
I just see the Bucks getting pretty lucky last week. I didn't see the Rams as the best team, especially with, of course, Tom Brady with another game-winning drive. But I could see Joe Smith balling out again and getting the win.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Seattle as well. It's just Tampa Bay's still not that impressive. That win, that game-winning drive by Brady could be the thing that gets them rolling, but Seattle's looking too good right now. Everything's clicking for them. I can't bet against Seattle, honestly. I know it's against Tom Brady, but even then, Seattle's just they're impressive. So
yeah,
this is going to be my upset of the week. I don't know if you could actually call it an upset, but I'm going to call it an upset. So this is my upset of the week. Give me Seattle.
Okay, first time, I believe this will be the first time an NFL game is played in Germany, so it should be a good one against Seattle and Tampa Bay, two teams that are actually first place in their division. I think for this game, though, I think I'm going to go Seattle. They're looking real good. Sometimes they'll make mistakes here and there, but they just bounce back and do real good. Geno's looking good week by week, and Kenneth Walker just seems to be the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year as of right now. Tampa Bay, they had a good win against the Rams, but I don't know if they can contain that hot and fired up Seahawks offense. And Seattle's defense has actually been doing pretty solid at the same time, so I think Seattle can win.
Now we move on to Minnesota at Buffalo. This should be a very good one, depending on the update on Josh Allen. What's your prediction?
I heard it was a UCL tear. So if Josh Allen isn't playing, I can see the Vikings definitely winning this. But if he is playing, I can see Josh Allen bouncing back from that loss against the Jets. So I'm going to have to go 20-17 Vikings.
Okay, yeah, see, this one's tough. I want to go Buffalo, and I think they're so stacked they can still put up a good challenge in Minnesota, even without Josh Allen. We don't know how severe it is, and it just sucks to see an injury from him. The safe bet's probably Minnesota, but I'm still going to stick with Buffalo. So give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, this game could, really go either way. Even if Josh Allen is playing, that's still up in the air. We don't really know the severity, at least at the moment, by the time of this recording. Minnesota, they've been a surprising team. They're 7-1. They seem to be looking really good, really challenging. And against Buffalo, who may have Case Keenum, who, by the way, was a former Minnesota Viking, led them all the way to the NFC Championship game just a few years ago. That's a nice little story right there for this matchup. But, I think regardless, I think Buffalo still has enough talent to take down Minnesota, even in Buffalo. So I think Buffalo can still manage to get the win here.
Okay. Next game, we have another divisional matchup from the NFC North. We have the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. We're talking two teams that don't see a lot of dubs but are so competitive. This could be another good one. What's your prediction?
Well, the Lions, of course, they beat Aaron Rodgers, and that was a great game by Aiden Hutchinson, especially with that pick. But I can see Justin Fields, especially how he played against the Dolphins. I mean, I think he made a record for the amount of rushing yards in the game, beat Michael Vick, and if he can keep that up, I think he can run all over the Lions. And I'm gonna have to go with the Bears here, and I'm gonna go 27-20 Bears.
Okay. See, this was another toss-up for me. I really could see Chicago win at home. Shout out to Fields. He's really improving. The Claypool addition hasn't been that impressive yet, but I guess he's getting warmed up in there. Honestly, the Bears probably should have won last week if they called that pass interference or the holding that was on Claypool, but obviously, NFL refs are hit and miss.
Yeah.
But they really came back against Miami. Justin Fields played his heart out, and he's facing a inferior defense in Detroit. So I could see this. I can see Fields have another good game. But I'm still going to go Detroit here. Something about Detroit that keeps speaking to me as they might get a dub.
Right.
And I find myself saying that a little more often. They don't really do it. I know they did last week versus A-Rod, but I don't know. Detroit is just it's a tough team, but it's also a weird team to bet on.
Yeah.
But I find myself doing it again, so give me Detroit.
Yeah, this game, considering it's a rivalry matchup here, it could definitely go either way. But Justin Fields, the past 3 weeks, he has been playing his butt off for sure. Against defenses like the Patriots and the Cowboys and the Dolphins, 3 pretty solid defenses, he's done really well. And going up against the Lions defense that is one of the worst in the NFL, I think he can have another stellar performance. I really can. And with me saying that, I think Chicago can actually get the win here at home.
Okay. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Tennessee Titans. What's your prediction?
Sorry, I just have to think about this. Broncos with Russell Wilson, of course they did get another win. But the Tennessee Titans, even the loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, I feel like Malik Willis. Is Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill playing this week?
I would imagine Tannehill is going to be healthy enough to start. If not, obviously Malik will get his third straight start. But I think Tannehill plays this one.
All right, so if Tannehill does play, I can see them winning. Just because I feel like he'll outperform Russ, which is something I thought I wouldn't say in a while. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Titans here. I'm gonna go 29-17 Titans.
Yeah, I agree because you just can't bet against Derrick Henry and what he's doing right now. He's holding that team up. He has for the past couple of years, and he's not slowing down anytime soon.
Nope.
I know he faces a really good defense in the Broncos, but even then, it's tough to slow down King Henry. So give me King Henry getting a dub here for sure.
Yeah, with you saying that, I have to agree. I think Tennessee does get the dub despite whoever is going to be the quarterback, whether that's Tannehill or Willis. Just continue to feed Henry. He's unstoppable. You can only contain him for so long.
Yep.
So, and in Denver, I mean, Denver's been a complete bust team this year. So, in Tennessee, they even remain a challenging team even in defeat. So, I think Tennessee can definitely get a bounce back win here.
Next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Kansas City and Arrowhead. What's your prediction?
I feel like Trevor Lawrence just has not played up to his potential for the number 1 pick yet. And of course, we all know what Patrick Mahomes can do. He showed it last week again. And I can just see the Chiefs winning this one. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence will play good enough against the Chiefs defense. So I'm going to go 20-17 Chiefs still, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Arrowhead. It's impossible to bet against them at home. So, yeah, give me Kansas City. I agree. About Lawrence, I agree with you completely. Like, he's made a jump, but not enough of a significant jump. They're going to obviously try to rely a lot on ETN, and he's really looking great.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the Jags keep it close, but Kansas City's still going to win in their house.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's in Arrowhead. It's hard to bet against Kansas City. They're still a dominant team. They're the best team in their division, no doubt. Something, though, about this game, something tells me it can be a lot closer than I think a lot of people may think. I don't know why. That may just be, the type of coach Doug Peterson is, or maybe Trevor Lawrence, has a standout performance.
Well, don't forget, Peterson.
I don't know.
Peterson and Reed go a long way.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. I believe he was the offensive coordinator for a couple years for
Andy Reid
before he went to Philly. So, he knows Kansas City pretty well. And it could lead to this game being a lot closer. Who knows? But I think in the end, Kansas City gets the win.
Yeah. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Miami Dolphins. This should be another interesting one. What's your prediction?
I do see the Dolphins winning this by quite a bit. Of course, Nick Chubb is going to have a game. I feel like he will. But the Dolphins, even last week, beating, of course, the Bears 35-32. in Claypool's debut. I do feel like they do beat the Browns here, and I'm going to go 20-17 again, Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree. I got to go Dolphins here. I mean, Cleveland's, they're just holding on at this point, but Miami's too good. Tyreek Hill is incredibly unstoppable. He's uncoverable at this point with the games he keeps putting up. So, yeah, Miami for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how Cleveland's secondary or their defense in general really contains Miami's hot offense.
I don't know how anyone does.
Cleveland still has, miscommunication problems on defense, and none of their guys are really great outside of Myles Garrett, to be honest with you, at least to me. And with that being said, I think Miami at home, they definitely get a win again.
Next game, we have the Houston Texans at the New York Giants. What's your prediction?
I do see the Giants winning this. I mean, the Texans with their number 1 pick, Derek Stingley, I just feel like they haven't used him like they should. They're running more zone than man, and of course we saw Derek Stingley at LSU. He was insane when they ran man coverage. But the Giants, I do see bouncing back, getting a win here, and I see them winning 27-20.
Agreed. I gotta go Giants at home for sure. I mean, you're not gonna find a lot of people saying the Texans are gonna win for the remainder of the season, and especially against the Giants team that's really good right now. And I honestly think this is going to be a hell of a ground game matchup between the Texans and the Giants in, Pierce and Barkley. I think those two are really going to show off in this one. But the Giants just have enough to maintain a win here. So give me the Giants.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This game's definitely going to come down to both running backs for both teams, stellar backs, stellar players for sure, and Dameon Pierce and Saquon Barkley. But I have to give the edge to New York. They're the better team overall. They've showcased a lot of heart, a lot of pride. Brian DeBull's really turned that team around since he has stepped foot in New York. And I think New York continues, their win streak here. Or continue getting wins this season.
Right. Next game. We have the New Orleans Saints at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are coming off a bye. The Saints are coming off a terrible loss to the Ravens on Monday night. As a Steelers fan, Noah, how are you feeling about this squad right now?
I'm going to be at this game, and I, of course, want to win. I see a lot of people wanting us to tank and get Will Anderson, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to accept that. Of course, I love the Steelers, so I'm going to have to go with the Steelers here. But if we don't win this game, I can see a lot of controversy with the coordinators, and I can see the Steelers winning this 21-7.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the Steelers here. Just because I find no reason why we can lose this game. I mean, well, granted, the Steelers are always going to find ways to, make it closer than it should. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're looking at two teams that are very similar right now. Quarterback situation's a little funky. They just lost their Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Defense is stacked, but still suffering through injuries and is inconsistent. The receiving core is nice, but hurt and inconsistent at the same time. These two teams are incredibly identical.
Right.
But I agree. I'm going to go the Steelers. There's no possible way we lose, especially if TJ Watt comes back. There's no reason we should lose at least.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There should be no reason. It would be hard for the Steelers to lose at this point, especially with New Orleans' performance against the Baltimore Ravens in their stadium against Lamar Jackson and a bunch of backups last Monday night. The Steelers, they're fully healthy for the most part now after coming off a much-needed bye week. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see any adjustments. I don't see any changes. They've made very little to no changes throughout the bye week they were just on. And with that being said, I think the Steelers play the same way even if TJ Watt comes back. Or at least specifically I'm talking about the offense. I think the offense is going to continue to drag.
We can expect the offense to still be trash.
That's what's going to hurt this team.
But I think TJ Watt, if he returns, he should return. I think that's going to be enough to give the Steelers a dub. That's how impactful TJ is.
And I don't deny that. TJ Watt is definitely the most impactful player, probably arguably in the NFL. I mean, it's definitely shown ever since he went out in week 1. But even then, some just tells me the Steelers are going to blow it. I hate to say that, and I hope I'm wrong, but some tells me the Steelers are going to continue to blow it, and I think New Orleans will take advantage of that. I really do.
Okay.
So I think New Orleans does get the win. I hope I'm wrong, though. Believe me.
Next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts at the Las Vegas Raiders. These are two teams that are absolutely in a dump right now. This is Jeff Saturday's first game as interim head coach, and Vegas is Vegas. So What's your prediction, man?
Well, I think the Colts traded away Naheem Hines because they thought Jonathan Taylor would be healthy. Obviously, he's been ruled out for this game. And as you said, they have an interim head coach in Jeff Saturday who hasn't coached in the NFL before. So I'm going to have to go with the Raiders here. I think Devontae has a big game. Derek Carr and him just have a connection. I'm going to have to go 20-14 Raiders.
Agreed. I think I agree with you. I think Adams has a big game again. The Raiders, I don't know about the Raiders no more, but their matchup's favorable in this one just because the Colts are just, I don't know what they are anymore. So give me Vegas.
See, the matchup is very favorable for Las Vegas. It really is. Like, there should be no reason for them to lose in this game, especially since it's in their house. But this is Josh McDaniels and the Raiders we are talking about.
You're right.
You know, they held the lead against Jacksonville after the first half, and they completely blew it. And they've blown a lot of leads this year. And some tells me maybe that happens again. And yes, to Jeff Saturday, coaching his first NFL game here, being the interim head coach after Frank Reich was fired, and the debacle of Indianapolis' offense that, you know, Jonathan Taylor can't stay healthy. He hasn't been the dynamic running back that he was last year, and the quarterback position. I don't know. I can see somewhat of an upset maybe. Maybe Indianapolis' defense actually contains the Raiders' offense just a little bit, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Indianapolis pulls it off somehow. I can see it, believe me. So I'm going to go with upset of the week here. Indianapolis. Jeff Saturday gets his first win as an interim head coach in his first game.
Wouldn't that be something? Anyway, we move on. Next game, we have what is normally a classic game, but I don't know if it's going to be as classic anymore. We have Dallas at Green Bay. What's going on with Green Bay? What's your prediction?
I just feel like back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers isn't playing like himself right now. I mean, even that pass on the field, I think it was his second interception, underthrew it. His receiver, I think he had to play for the ball. But Dak's back. Hopefully the Cowboys use Tony Pollard. Right now, Zeke is not playing like himself, if you could say that. And I'm going to have to go 28-7 Cowboys.
I agree. I got to go Dallas. I don't trust Green Bay. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers no more. Normally, for this type of matchup, I'd pick Green Bay because A-Rod's always done well against Dallas, but he has nobody to throw the ball to, and Aaron Rodgers is just not Aaron Rodgers right now.
No.
Like, he is rough. Dallas is they're looking too good. They're well-rounded. They're not consistent, but this is a game they should win, so give me Dallas.
Yeah, I don't see how A-Rod and company really do well against Dallas' defense when they couldn't even do anything against Detroit's defense. I mean, A-Rod threw 3 interceptions against Detroit.
All in the red zone.
Yeah. And he's going up against Dallas that just knows how to get turnovers, knows how to stop the run, knows how to get sacks. I mean, A-Rod's going to have a tough game in Green Bay. Give me Dallas here.
Next game, we have Arizona, the Cardinals, traveling to Los Angeles to face the Rams. What's your prediction?
I do think Los Angeles, of course, Matt Stafford. I'm not impressed by him right now. I feel like they could have scored more points against the Bucs. Obviously, the Bucs won with the 44-second. Of course, Tom Brady winning drive, and the Cardinals. I feel like I think they could have won that game if Kyler Murray didn't fumble. So I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals here. I just don't trust the Rams right now. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals 21-14.
Yeah, see, this is where I just find myself stuck again because I don't trust both teams. I agree with you, man. It's just the Rams aren't there. Matt Stafford's not there. They definitely should have won that game versus the Bucs. They had chances for sure, and same thing with Arizona in their game last week. But I don't know. I find myself stuck. I probably should go Arizona, but I'm gonna go Los Angeles. Just because, I mean, I trust Sean McVay more than I do Cliff Kingsbury. So give me L.A.
I can understand that. You know, Sean McVay is obviously the better coach. I don't know how much longer Cliff Kingsbury's got left in Arizona, to be honest with you. I mean, for both teams, the offenses are a complete disaster. And I feel like the defenses, you know, try their best to hold their own, but there's only so much that they can do. And even then, they make mistakes at the same time. This game could honestly go either way, but I think it goes towards Arizona. Like, I don't trust Stafford. Stafford's looked very iffy. They can't establish a running game. They have one target in Cooper Kupp, to which, I mean, you give that man the ball, magic will happen, but you can't be doing that 99% of the game. In Arizona, I mean, Kyler Murray's not the mega $1 million man, but he finds ways to get the ball to his targets, and if he doesn't turn the ball over, I think Arizona can win.
Okay, I can see it. I do think this is going to be low scoring, but I'm very excited to watch the matchup between Hopkins and Ramsey. That should be fun. Next game, we move on to Sunday Night Football. We have the Los Angeles Chargers at the San Francisco 49ers. What's your prediction?
So, the Chargers did struggle against the Falcons. They won 20-17. But the 49ers did blow out the Rams, who were just saying that we don't trust. So I did feel like it was an off game for the Chargers, and the 49ers took advantage of how the Rams are playing this year. So I'm going to have to go 28-14 Chargers.
Okay. See, this is another tough one. I look at these two teams, and I think they're very identical. They're stacked. They're great. But I don't know. I don't find myself really trusting either. If I had to pick one to trust more, I'm going to go San Francisco, and thus that's my pick for this game.
Okay.
I think they're well stacked. I think they have enough power to get points on the board and to try to slow down Herbert. And honestly, I mean, Los Angeles might be getting some of the receivers back. Lord knows Justin Herbert needs it.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, I like their matchup a little more. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to go San Francisco at home.
Yeah, but with that being said, the receivers, that's up in the air. Keenan Allen, I mean, nobody knows when he's going to be playing again for the Chargers this year. Mike Williams, same thing. You know, he's dealing with an injury. I can't remember the severity of it. He could be back. That would be a big help against a great San Francisco defense. But if they don't have both or Keenan Allen and or Mike Williams, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And San Francisco's defense, like I said, they're great. The offense seems to be doing well with Jimmy Garoppolo in there, and Christian McCaffrey seems to be getting things going week by week. And it's in San Francisco. And it's Sunday Night Football. It's prime time. I think San Francisco can get the win here.
Right. Now we move on to Monday Night Football to close out the Week 10 picks. It's an NFC East battle. We have the Washington, almost said football team, the Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Eagles are still undefeated. Do they remain? What is your prediction?
I do believe the Eagles stay undefeated. I think the Commanders are on a 2-game win streak right now, beating two pretty good teams. But the Eagles are just on a hot streak, and we can't stop Jalen Hurts. He's what I would say the most accurate quarterback in the league right now. He is a lot of passing yards, a lot of passing touchdowns, and I don't know who's starting. I think it's Taylor Heineke. I don't trust him. I feel like he has played good. I think he had. But I got it. I got to go with Jalen Hurts here. I'm going to go 31-14.
Yeah, I mean, you can't bet against the Eagles. They're undefeated for a reason, and it's in great fashion. I think they do it again. I think Heineke keeps it competitive, but I don't know how long because the Eagles are just too good everywhere. They're so stacked. They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're legit, honestly. I find myself saying that every week about the Eagles. So, yeah, I think Hurts has another good game. I could see A.J. Brown having another touchdown here. Give me Philly remaining undefeated in primetime.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Philly, they're a great team, arguably the best team in the NFL right now. They show it every single week. The Commanders, they remain competitive even when Heineke's in there, but eventually, you know, the turnovers are going to come. That always seems to be the case with the Commanders quarterbacks. And Philly's a team that's going to take advantage of that. And the guys that they brought in on their defense, you know, they're playing their role, and they're doing a great job at it. It's one of the reasons why they're undefeated, and I think that continues. And Philadelphia keeps that win streak going and remains undefeated.
Agreed. But that'll do it for our Week 10 picks, man. Again, huge thank you, huge shout out to Noah for joining us for the first time for the weekly predictions, for his time and for his predictions, man. Always appreciate it. Glad to have you on for the first time. It was a joy to have you on.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Absolutely, man. And, of course, you're more than welcome to join us for the Peace Outro. So, Rob, sign us out.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!
Peace.